Guys, welcome back to Study Mondays. Hey, I'm Zakyrah, and today we're going to be talking about studying for finals for law school. So I am a 1L and this is my fall semester. So this is my first time studying for finals. We did have midterms, learned a lot from that. If you guys want to hear more about that, I have a video and the link will be in the description and above us. But today we're going to be talking about finals, and also want to give a huge shout out to the aspiring boss. I'll put her channel link in the description down below, but she actually gave a lot of information for 1Ls and 2Ls and 3Ls as well on how to study for finals and how to be successful in that. And she is actually like the reason that I even planned the way that I did, which I'm going to be talking about that later on. But yeah, go ahead and check out her channel. I really appreciate the information that she shares with us. So yeah, check that out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Once I got my final exam schedule, I went ahead and put my final exams in first, and luckily I have at minimum at least a day in between each final exam, which is great. So let's take a look at November 1st. So started on November 1st, and basically I went from my first exam to my last exam. So for the first round is what I'm calling it, I went through and just read over all of my outlines and made sure that my outlines were complete. I mentioned in my last video, but I wanted to make sure I had full rule statements, that I had things in sentences, and I also took this time to make sure I actually understood what was in my outline, if there was anything that I was confused about, looking over my notes and asking questions to see if I could get any clarification, and if there is anything that I come across, asking my professors if I really cannot figure it out, but just making sure that I understand all the material up until this point. Yeah, and basically working on the weak spots as well. If there's anything that I just don't quite understand, or something that's just not sticking in my head, something that's a little bit more confusing, focusing in on that. And during this time, still updating all of my outlines, which I didn't really mention, but I mentioned in a previous video, I just keep my outlines updated, if not on a class-to-class basis, on a weekly basis, and then I just go in at the end of every week and, edit my outline to where it needs to be, and then at the end of every unit or chapter, I go over it again just to make sure I haven't missed anything and make it really concise. So that's the first round. The second round is when I pretty much start over, so that's when I do property again. So today's the 8th, so I've already done property, and this is my last day of Civ Pro, and yeah, so on the 19th, that'll be my second round, and I'll be on property. And basically with that, I will be really focusing in on memorization and questions. So at this point, I still will have classes. So the 19th, we'll have class Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're done with classes. So with that second round, I'm just really going to be memorizing, doing hypos, questions, things like that. I have that all the way up until December 2nd, and that is when I finish with round 2. What I am going to be doing, because I do think I do have some readings on the 23rd to 25th, maybe for like 1 or 2 classes. My goal is just to finish all of those readings on the 20th, if not by the 21st, like 21st at the latest, and make sure I just, have everything all in my outline, and the only thing I'm doing is legitimately editing. And by that point, like, there's only so much we can learn in a day, so I feel pretty confident that I can, have my outlines finished by then. So round 3, I'm pretty much making sure I memorize everything and working on my essay questions, and in this round 3, I'm going to be doing a full-blown practice question on whatever topic or topics are the most confusing to me, or I just am not as strong in, or I just need to really break down, and that's kind of going to be determined once that time comes. For me, I do have practice questions that are given to me by professors. They do have some practice questions, and then if you look online, there's also practice questions with answers, but I also like to create my own hypotheticals, and I actually go ahead and just try to create a hypothetical for every single topic. And that's another way that I study, because if I can create a hypothetical, I feel as though I understand, and if I can create the hypothetical and solve the hypothetical, it really helps me solidify the idea, okay, I understand, and it also helps me see what elements I may be missing, because if there's an element I'm missing that wasn't included in my hypothetical, it's probably not something that's already ingrained in my mind. So that's what that is. And then on the day before the final exam, pretty much doing like a cleanup review, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's not a real term, I just made that up, but it's okay. But basically doing that and doing memorization, basically making sure I remember my entire outline. And once that's pretty much done, still doing practice questions. I don't want to do anything too crazy, so I'll probably do like quick little hypos that I can do in like 30 minutes, nothing like extensive where I need to take like 2 hours on a question, but enough to where my brain is moving and working. And yeah, so all of my exams are pretty much at the same time. They're at 8:30 in the morning, which is early, but because of, you know, everything online, I can take them online, so that actually works pretty well for me. So another goal that I have that isn't really on this calendar is to wake up at the same time every single day. So I'm not really going to be sleeping in, except maybe on like Thanksgiving and, you know, the day after, day before. Actually, just wanted to clarify, I'm not sleeping in because we have class the day before, and that's all. It's like that for the most part. My goal is to just keep waking up at the same time, so that way I can have a schedule. And I don't know, like me, I just have a fear of missing my final, and I just cannot have that happen. 8:30 isn't super early, like it's a decent type of early, but it's early enough to where it's possible to sleep in if you don't, you know, use your time wisely. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys are in school and studying for finals or getting ready for finals, let me know how you guys are preparing for that and how you guys feel about doing final exams online. I've taken final exams online, so I feel okay about taking the exam. It's just I've never taken a law school final, so that's what's on my mind. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Boom, we got action.